not take a video, you know, because I'm a vlogger now. Anyways, I always do the You Pick 2. I think that's totally a good deal. I got the French bistro soup. I love this one. And it's almost gone. I got the spicy steak Asiago bagel. This is fire. I love this. I didn't get a drink though. Usually I have a water with me. I don't. Which I should. Pregnant woman here. Don't have a water. Kind of ashamed of that. But speaking of pregnancy, that's what I wanted to talk about. So, pregnant ladies have entered the chat. If you ain't pregnant, but you plan on getting pregnant, let's talk about it real quick. So, I am now 24 weeks gestation, and this is my second pregnancy. So like, I told myself with my first pregnancy that I didn't want to tell people how far along I was, because I started getting annoyed when people would ask me like, how far along are you? When are you due? So sometimes I'll just like answer and be like, oh, I'm 20 something weeks, whatever. But sometimes I'll be like, far along, or I'm far enough, or I'm in my second trimester. Like, it's not that I like try to hide it. I just don't want the comments. I don't want the people talking about, oh, when I was 24 weeks, this happened to me, or oh, you're getting closer to your due date, just make sure you don't go past 40 weeks. I heard that one a lot, which I was 42 weeks and 4 days along when I gave birth to my daughter. But I am currently going about my pregnancy as a wild pregnancy. That's what it's called when you look it up. But I don't like to refer to it as a wild pregnancy, just because to me it's just pregnancy. You know, the only reason why we have to put the word wild in front of it is because it's not your average seeing a doctor and consistently being checked pregnancy, which I think is totally not necessary for me, I will say, because I am not here to give any woman any medical advice. Let's just say that. But for me, I did have a wild pregnancy with my first daughter, and I am doing another wild pregnancy with this baby. And I've noticed with my first pregnancy how beautiful it was, how calm it was. My nervous system was just always so like regulated. And I also do have a lot of great support, so that definitely helped with that. And my family was, and still are, they've always been very like open and accepting of myself, my lifestyle, and any of my decisions, because they trust me. And anything that I need, they're always willing to help. So I will say, having a wild pregnancy in today's world, it definitely requires having a support system. You know, you could totally have a wild pregnancy on your own if that's what your lifestyle is good for, but I definitely feel like having support, having a community overall, whether you're having a wild pregnancy or not, just having a community of people, whether it's family members or friends or neighbors, just people who are surrounding you with love, encouragement, positive energy, anybody that's willing to do anything for you, especially as we get into those weeks where we're like, my belly's kind of blocking shit and it's hard to bend over. Which is where I'm at right now. So it feels good to have people who are like, oh, like, I got that for you, let me do that for you, or oh, you hungry, I'll cook for you. So having that community is great. But yes, I love going about a wild pregnancy. I love being able to just trust my body. I'm very in tune with my body. That's another thing. I listen to my body throughout pregnancy and postpartum, and even before getting pregnant with my first baby, I was very in tune with my body. I was very focused on grounding and just making sure that I know what's going on with my body. So I'm pretty used to that by now. And I educate myself. I read a lot on pregnancy, birth, postpartum, and even before I got pregnant with my first child, I just randomly started getting more interested in the woman body and how magical we are. And it kind of, I feel like that was the universe's way of preparing me for my first birth, because I started really getting into the woman body and just womanhood in general about a year or two, maybe a year and a half before I actually got pregnant with my first child. So by the time I got pregnant with my daughter, I already knew I want a wild pregnancy, I want a home birth, I want this, I want that. And the wild pregnancy with my daughter was beautiful. It was great. And I almost birthed her at home. I did plan a home birth. Everything was going well. But then I ended up transferring to the hospital, not for anything medical related. I was totally fine and I could have kept going on at home, but it was really just maternal exhaustion. I was tired. It had been over 30 hours at that point, and I was just you know what? And just I've learned from that last birth what my body is capable of doing. And obviously after I got to the hospital, within an hour and a half later, my daughter was born. The midwife was turn around, put your arms on the back of the bed and do this. And I did, and the baby started coming down. And I was that's all I had to do was just switch my position. So since then, I've definitely educated myself a lot more, and I feel I trust myself a lot more, especially, having that first experience. But at the end of the day, every pregnancy is different, every birth is different, every baby is different, every woman's body is different. So, I don't have any certain expectations for this birth. I didn't have any certain expectations for this pregnancy. Excuse me. I do sometimes catch myself comparing this pregnancy with the first one, and not in a way where I'm oh, I should be experiencing this or I should be doing that. It's more of just kind of with my first one, I felt this or I did that, and now this time around it's different, and I think it's pretty cool to kind of compare the two to see how uniquely different the pregnancies are, But yes, I do plan to have a home birth with this baby. And at the end of the day, like I said, I have no expectations. I'm very open to however the birthing process goes, because at the end of the day, this baby has the last say. God has the last say, but this baby is going to choose how and when this baby wants to come, which is why I do not support getting induced, because I know if I go to 41 weeks, 42 weeks, that means the baby is not ready to come out, and I know I've read that there are women who went up to 44 weeks before they gave birth, I'm really good at kind of tuning out distractions and projections from other people. A lot of it is fear-based, and that's one thing I try to tell every woman that I meet who is pregnant or plans to get pregnant. Don't ever let other women project their fears onto you. Don't let other women project their beliefs onto you. Just because I'm talking about how I prefer a wild pregnancy and a home birth and I don't want to get induced, that doesn't mean that you have to take that route too. If you prefer to see a gynecologist, to go to the OBGYN, if you prefer to schedule your birth in the hospital, those are all things that are up to you, your partner, if you have a partner, and your baby. I feel it should be our choice. At the end of the day, we're women. We're the ones carrying the baby. It should be our choice what we want to do for our babies and for our body, because we're the ones who have to go through it, right? So I've been a huge advocate for that, and just overall, I'm really happy and proud of my decisions, and that's all that I want for any other woman. You don't want to make certain decisions just because somebody else told you to or wants you to, because then you're sitting there and you kind of feel shitty about it, and everybody knows when we're pregnant, you don't want to deal with any kind of stress or any dis-ease in the body, literally. But yeah, I was, when it comes to the food that I've been eating, I was vegan for 2 years, and throughout my pregnancy with my daughter, I was vegan. But then, like, towards like the middle, almost end, I was around the same time, like between 20 to 25 weeks with my first daughter, I was having dreams about like milk, eggs, and cheese, and I was like, I think I need to eat dairy again. So I switched to vegetarian. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna listen to my body. I kind of tried to fight it a little bit, but I was like, I just need to listen to my body. But I was like, no meat, I'm not gonna eat any meat. And that worked. My daughter, she was always healthy, and I feel like even if I didn't go to vegetarian, she would have been healthy, but I felt that's what my baby and my body needed at that time, so I listened to myself. This time around, I decided to start eating meat again. I feel like this baby has been telling me, like, you need meat, and I'm noticing this baby is like way more active and like just consistently moving, kicking and punching, just partying in my womb, which I think is fun. Like, it doesn't hurt, doesn't feel bad. I'm only 24 weeks, so the baby's not that big. But with my first daughter, which, by the way, I don't know if I'm having a boy or a girl, so I don't know why I said my first daughter. I could be having a girl, I don't know. I'm supposed to be doing a blood test to find out, because obviously I don't do ultrasounds, so we're gonna be doing a blood test to find out whether it's a boy or a girl soon. I wouldn't have cared. I would have waited till the baby was born like I did with my daughter, but my partner this time around was like, I don't like surprises, so we're doing it for him because I love him. And now it would be good to know, if I'm having a girl, I can keep all of my daughter's clothes. If I'm having a boy, I can donate all of my daughter's clothes and make room. Love it. But yes, with my daughter, when I was pregnant with her, she moved around, I felt it, but it wasn't like crazy as it is with this baby. And I'm just like, I don't know, like trying to piece the things together, and I'm like, is it because I'm eating meat? Is it just because this baby's more active? Is this baby bigger? Like, there's a whole lot of things that it could be, but I think that's one of my favorite parts about pregnancy, is feeling my baby, seeing my belly grow. It's so beautiful, it's so beautiful. And especially already having a baby, my toddler, and we've been telling her since before my belly was really showing that there was a baby in there, and now she just puts her head on my belly. She'll try to put her binky or her cup on my belly. She will be rubbing my belly, she'll kiss my belly. She says, baby, baby. And that, I think, is truly a highlight to this pregnancy this time around, because now I have my little baby that I am nurturing on the outside of me as I'm nurturing the baby on the inside of me at the same time. And like, they're already like besties, like they already do everything together. We all sleep together. We all eat together. We all play together, you know. So I really love motherhood, if you can't tell. Yes, there are the ups and downs, which will be another video for another time. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share where I was at with my pregnancy and my thoughts briefly on pregnancy, because it's a rabbit hole that I could go down, and that is also another video for another time. But just wanted to share a little bit about my pregnancy and where I'm at, and I feel good, I feel great, I feel very supported, I feel very happy, just in love with my life, with life in general, with my partner, with my family, with myself. I love me and I'm proud of me, so I've come a long way. God damn it. Joking on this bit. Anyways, I gotta leave because I gotta go pick up my sister and bring her to work. Big sister duties. Peace and blessings and thanks for tuning in.